For over 75 years, the Arizona Hispanic Chamber of Commerce has been the economic heartbeat of minority-owned businesses in our state. Through federal grants and strategic programs, the Chamber has helped thousands of entrepreneurs across Arizona, Nevada, and Utah grow, hire, and thrive. But in March 2025, a federal decision threatened to cut the support system that made it all possible. With the elimination of the Minority Business Development Agency, programs that serve communities of color, indigenous entrepreneurs, and immigrant-owned small businesses may vanish overnight. Community Icons magazine sat down with those on the front lines to understand what's truly at stake, not in numbers, but in lives, livelihoods, and legacy.
The Arizona Hispanic Chamber of Commerce has served Arizona since 1948. 76 years of helping emerging and established businesses create access to contracts, access to financing, and job creation. We are a $3.8 million organization making a $300 million impact on Arizona's economy. The Arizona Hispanic Chamber of Commerce has operated the Arizona MBDA Business Center since 1997. With that work, we have been able to help emerging and established businesses create access to contracts, access to financing, and job creation. That means that we're helping suppliers create contract opportunities for themselves to grow and scale their businesses. We also help suppliers build relationships with financial institutions to be able to gain access to capital, gain access to any kind of financing that they need to avoid predatory lending. In addition to that, the Minority Business Development Agency gives us a national footprint. So not just in Arizona, but across the country. We also operate the American Indian, Alaska Native, and Native Hawaiian project called MBDA. This serves those communities in Arizona, Nevada, and Utah, much with the same resources and tools that we use for our MBDA Center. In addition to that, in 2022, we earned the Capital Readiness Program. This was $125 million that was set aside specifically to help businesses get ready for being able to borrow capital. There were 1,800 applications across the country for this program. There were only 43 awards, and we were the only one in Arizona. These 3 grants, programs, and centers allow us to provide those services that are desperately needed by emerging and established businesses in Arizona and across the country. They account for 40% of our annual revenue, and we are able to deliver a significant return on investment with that $1.5 million annually.
So the Arizona Hispanic Chamber of Commerce has operated since 2019, the American Indian, Alaska Native, Native Hawaiian Project MBDA at our chamber. It was created to specifically serve tribal communities, not only in our state here of Arizona, but in Southern California, Nevada, Utah, and as we like to say, and beyond. We also serve the Navajo Nation. But it was created specifically to serve those communities that too oftentimes, unfortunately, are underserved. In just our last 2 grant cycles, we have helped hundreds of businesses that are either just starting out or have been in business for quite some time. Businesses in very diverse industries, whether they're in construction or creative or media. So we've helped businesses in all different types of industries and in all different stages. We've helped them secure over $122 million in contracts and projects, and we have helped them secure over $22 million in capital, again, just over the last couple of grant cycles. Those are the communities that we have served with this project, and we are very grateful that we've had the opportunity to do that. You know, as I've mentioned, we've worked on this project. The Arizona Hispanic Chamber has operated it since 2019. I've been in the role of executive director for just over a year now. But my predecessor and our team members have worked incredibly hard to build those relationships and establish trust with those businesses. So I think that will be the really harmful and long-term impact that we'll see. We'll lose some distrust, and unfortunately we'll probably lose many businesses that won't get the services that we provide if this funding goes away.
So under our program, the Capital Readiness Program, it is for socially and economically disadvantaged individuals. So when we talk about small business or businesses of any side, that's where we come into play. So when we talk about the holistic overview of capital readiness, it is access to capital, contracts, bonding, procurement, teaming, everything that Monica just spoke of a couple of moments ago. But it's really taking that next step to understand, are you ready to receive capital? In the Arizona Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, what we do differently is we're pencil to paper. Oftentimes we see a lot of people having classes, which we do, but what stood us apart was the fact that we are actually taking the time to do a full assessment of the organizations and the companies that we're working for. So the message that we would want the public and businesses to understand is everything is at stake right now. It's not a secret with what's going on in the economy, but right now it's really important that our businesses, all businesses of all sides, learn to work together. Oftentimes what we don't hear is how people work in team and partner together in order to create momentum, in order to continue with job creation and job development, and also business development services as well. So right now, everything is at stake.
I've had the privilege of serving the Arizona MBDA Business Center since 2005 with the funding from MBDA and the operation of the Arizona Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And over the years, I have really developed a passion for serving the minority-owned, the socially, economically disadvantaged businesses, helping them grow and scale. The mission of the Arizona MBDA Business Center is to scale these businesses so that they can create more jobs and generate more revenue in the economy. When they do well, the economy does well, the state does well, the local community does well, and then we have the domino effect of it spreading across the nation. It has been my pleasure to see programs under the MBDA funding grow across the nation. And not only have they expanded, but so many new initiatives have been implemented, helping these businesses grow in so many different ways, whether it's exporting, whether it's manufacturing, or whether it is just growing their businesses. As a center that has been designed to help businesses scale, we do everything, assessment of the business where they are at, and then help them go take the next steps forward. We help them learn about government contracting. We help them learn all the different tools that they need to grow their business by providing them financial assessments, by providing business process assessments, and providing a lot of tools and resources that we couldn't have done any other way than with MBDA funding. So I feel the value that we create through the funding we receive from MBDA gets expanded through the impact created. In just the last 5 years, we have generated more than 984 million in transactions. Over the 21 period since 2004, it's been $3.8 billion in impact. So you can see with the limited amount of funding that we get from MBDA, we've just created an impact that's many-fold over the years.
I think the responsibility that we all share in protecting both our emerging and established businesses that we help in Arizona and to the state of Arizona in general. I think that
the cutting off these types of services which are essential to business owners negatively impacts everyone in the state of Arizona, whether they realize it or not.
If a program like this went away, we would lack the opportunity to meet various banks, to be able to get more funding, to be able to grow and create more jobs within the community. We continually have to buy more equipment that requires these introductions that are provided by the MBDA and their groups. We were actually able to receive several different types of support. We not only had the connections financially, which allowed us to grow and allowed us to be able to hire more employees, employ more people throughout the community. But it allowed us to buy more equipment. And then also it allowed us to get into the aspects of training to further many individuals in their careers throughout the community as well.
On March 14, 2025, there was an executive order to reduce 7 agencies, including the Minority Business Development Agency. This is an agency that was developed in 1973 by the Nixon administration and then codified in 2021 as a permanent agency. What has been done to date is the elimination of many staff members that helped provide these services to the centers like ours across the country. 2 weeks ago, they were put on paid administrative leave, and it is unlikely that they will return. There are only 4 individuals left at the Minority Business Development Agency at the headquarters in Washington, D.C. These individuals have no idea whether or not they will have a job next week. What we do know is that the services and the support that they create for the 43 MBDA centers and programs across the country is absolutely critical. They've created 23,000 jobs and $4.8 billion into the U.S. economy. This is not an agency that we can afford to lose. It is an anti-business measure, and our hope is that the government will understand that for America to succeed, small businesses must be able to succeed. And the way they do that right now is through the agencies that help businesses and entrepreneurs grow and scale. I welcome all of you to take action today. Speak out, reach out to your legislators, make sure that you are using your networks to leverage for the good of all businesses. Our business economy is critical to the survival of our country, our states, and our small businesses. With your voice working together, we can make a difference.